Hi, this is Melissa with A Creative Journey with Melissa, and today I'm going to show you, actually, I'm going to show you a mistake I made, and I'm going to recreate it and show you how to fix it, and I'm also going to do a giveaway. This is going to be a short and sweet video, which I know a lot of you love. I don't like super long videos because I get bored really quickly, and I know my ADHD gets in my way. So anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you really quick. I'm going to color this beautiful stamped image from our awareness ribbon stamp set 1. This is for basically any awareness ribbon cause. It's really great for cards, for scrapbook pages, for anything that you want to send to someone to encourage them or to document your journey. It's really great for journaling, for project life, awesome for planners, to really encourage that person to keep up the fight with their journey of whatever the awareness cause would be. So anyway, so this is awareness ribbon set 1, like I said, and this is the stamp set we're going to be giving away. So make sure you follow us on YouTube and be sure to subscribe to our blog, and then we will be giving this away next week. You need to check out our blog so that you can see if you're a winner from last week. So I'll have that up on Monday. And I think that is about it. So let me show you using Chameleon pens or markers, whichever you want to call them. I call them both. If you ever watch my videos, I change during the video, and that's just kind of how I roll. This is the PK3, and that's what we're going to start with. So we're going to open up our marker. We're going to take the lid off of the nib for the bullet nib. Okay. And we're just going to take the blending solution chamber and place it right on top. What it's doing is it's adding blending solution to the top of the nib, and then it will be lighter, and it basically takes away the pigment, if you will, so that the lighter color will be first, and then as I utilize all of that blending solution, it will get to the real color, okay? So you want to hold it upright, and I'd say about 10 to 15 seconds. It doesn't get really, really light because this has a pretty good pigment in it, but it's a great color and I love it. It's called Bubblegum. Excuse me, and I think it's fantastic. So you can see here where the nib is just a little bit lighter. See the difference? Okay. So that'll be where the difference is as far as when I'm coloring. So I'm just going to color along. I'm going to do the lighter part inside. Okay. And then, oh no, I colored outside the lines. So I did that earlier, not as bad as this is, but I did do it earlier. So I'm going to show you what it looks like, how I just did it. You can see how I made a little blip, whatever you'd like to call it. But that right there is the mistake. So what I'm going to show you is you would use your blender, your colorless blender pen, to basically use it as an eraser. So what you do is you have alcohol inside this pen and you have alcohol inside this pen. Basically what happens is it's kind of like if you add soap and water, they work really well together. Well, alcohol to alcohol, basically if you use a clear alcohol and you push the colored alcohol, it basically moves it out of the way. So what happens is you will be able to move your color away from that. So I'm going to show you here, and sometimes it takes a little bit longer, and sometimes you have to do it a lot, but I want to show you here how that worked. You see that? See how where you can see the little highlight right there where it's wet? That's where I did it. Okay, so I'm going to do the whole part so you can see how much lighter it is. And sometimes, especially with reds and purples, like really dark colors, you're going to have to do it probably more than once. So I'm just going to scoot this along. Obviously I'm doing this pretty sloppily. If you're doing it right next to an image, you're going to want to be very careful and precise. So I'm just making sure that I've taken that color out. And it's getting lighter and lighter, as you can see. Okay? And you basically, with red, sometimes you cannot get it all out. Sometimes it's really, really difficult, and which is very frustrating, but it does happen. So I'm just going to try to dissipate that pink and go right up to the edge. And I think we are pretty good. So as you can see here, the pink isn't there anymore. So it's almost like a magic marker, a magic erase marker, if you will. So we've got that right there. So if you ever make a mistake and you're using, excuse me, your Chameleon pens, you want to make sure that you use your colorless blender, and you want to try to push the ink away from the area where you want it, okay? So for example, if I was going to color right here, and then I accidentally went outside the line, like this. I'll show you a close-up of that. You see how that is? Just a little bit. I'm going to show you how you do that. You're just going to, I usually use the bullet nib if it's not really super precise. I will use the brush nib or the brush tip if I need to get really little spaces. I think that's an okay space, so I'm just going to use the bullet nib, okay? So we're just going to basically aim towards the ribbon stamped image, and this basically will push that color. It's almost like adding white to the paint, and it dissipates it. So just so far so you can see how well it's doing. Okay, now I am using some inexpensive paper. If you're using more of the expensive paper, there is Express It, I believe, is paper. There's a lot of different kinds of paper you can use. You can use Nina. But this is an inexpensive paper, so you'll see that more than likely the Copic will bleed a little bit, but I wanted to show you this for just purposes of coloring. So we're just going to push that up a little bit and do it just a little more to get rid of that pink. And I think that's good. It looks pretty good to me. So here you go. You can see where I basically erased it, so to speak. And that's how you do it. So again, if you have darker colors like the purple, the dark blue, things like that, it's going to be much more difficult, and sometimes you just cannot get it off. So if you do make a mistake with like dark blue or red or purple, any of those really deep, thick, pigmented colors may be more difficult to do, and you may have to try over and over again. If you do try it over and over again, just be careful. You don't want to totally saturate the area, because sometimes it'll start bleeding out. Now this is where you can see where the ink has gone, and there's like a line of where it was pushed to. Okay? So, well, I hope you enjoyed this really quick little tutorial today. I am going to have a project for you next week. I want to make sure that you do know that we are giving this away. So be sure to sign up for our blog and sign up on our YouTube channel, and we will announce the winners on our blog next week. And make sure that you check out our video for next week, because we're going to have a really cool tutorial and card for you. So make sure that you hug the ones you love and tell them that you love them, and have a fantastic day, and we appreciate you going on a creative journey with Melissa. Have a great one. Bye-bye.